Excuse me. Good morning. Hey, Flea. Good morning. Good morning. You guys get my messy view of my shop today because one of my webcams has decided that it does not want to work. But it's okay. We just adjust and continue forward. That is what we do. What was I going to do? Something super specific. And I forgot in a few seconds that I've been live. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Roycycle's quick crafts, which are honestly seldom quick, but they're fun if nothing else. And today hey, oops, what is your name? You got to tell me. Um, anyways, I digress. We're working on some altered bottles, and I did upload some photos of altered bottles so that you guys could kind of see like where my inspiration is coming from, because it's several things, but we're going to put them together to make them work. Good morning, Tara. Good morning, Norma. Um, hey, Jill. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures. I keep looking at where my camera used to be, so excuse me, you guys. Is this okay? But I was thinking, I've had these webcams since 2020, so it may be time. And these are not my photos, you guys. I got these off of Pinterest. But this is the rabbit hole because there are so many that I've fallen into. So I think the first one that I saw was this one. And I just love it so much. And I know some of you are like, what? I know. And you guys don't have to make it grungy like me, but like this was the bottle that drug me into the rabbit hole. But then I found some other bottles that were altered, really cool, right? To take like these are keys, I believe, from like old, probably musical pianos or large something that needs winding, a clock maybe. And they use them as stoppers, and then you see that they have like lock um toppers, I don't know what you call them, on the bottles. And then this was another one, which is almost like a little mini collage on a bottle. And then the top is wrapped with a little button. It's so sweet. And then this was another one that I saw. And so today's project is kind of a hodgepodge of all these ideas put into one idea. Hey, Verla, how are you this morning? Hey, Allie. Oh my goodness, it's just after 7 p.m. So we'll be hanging out with you this evening then. Good morning, good morning. Hey Connie, how are you? Hey Karen. So that's my like inspiration for the next bottles that we're gonna be making. I have this one, and then I know I had another one ready to go. What did I do with it yesterday? I guess we'll focus on this one because it's right here. This is the other one. And yesterday somebody was asking me like, how did I treat these bottles to start with? These bottles. Oh, I need to dry the inside of that one. These are so old, you guys, that the bottle is basically etched, so it's not super shiny anymore. You know what I mean? So it's not really slick. So I didn't do anything to prep it. You guys can see this one still has some dirt in it, but I couldn't get it out. So it's just gonna be there. And then I went to the warehouse because I have way too many bottles, and I brought home an even bigger one. So I want us to do 3 different bottles. This one still has quite a bit of moisture in it. I'm gonna have to do something with that. Sorry, I thought that they had all dried out all the way, but I guess it's not. So yesterday I was in such a hurry, and I think my mind was thinking about, I serve on our local chamber board and I'm the marketing chair, and I hadn't quite gotten my marketing report all together. So I was thinking about how I was going to report out about our marketing. Because even though, like, for my retreat in April, the spring festival that's going on is a chamber event, and I will not be at the event helping because I will be hanging out with my besties at the retreat. But I do help like plan that. So, anyways, it's right around the corner too. So my mind was thinking about all that, and then just I think I was just distracted. So I made some mistakes. Let's talk about them. You guys saw me decoupage this onto my bottle. And one of the mistakes I made was I painted this first and then I put the grungy halo on, which means you can't see it from the front, right? Because I put it on top of the paint. So when I painted it, I made the paper opaque and then I put the grungy on there. So you're not going to be able to see it through the edge of the paper. So mistake number one. Um, but when I started thinking about that, I was like, oh, but you'll see the grunge in the back. That could be cool. And then my mind was like, ooh, you can see the back. Anyways, so now I'm thinking that we can do something two-sided on the front so that you could see it through the bottle from this side, and then you could also see something from this side. So you could possibly have two different display options for one bottle. So, but before we can do any of that, we have to remove this because I don't like it. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to have a bottle. I'm going to remove this off so that we can fix it. And I wanted to take a little bit more time showing you guys options like for what you could use on your bottles. I do a lot of picking, right? So sometimes I know I show up with stuff and you guys are like, that's nice, Royce, but like I don't have access to, an old key or some vintage numbers. Maybe if you are not somebody who thrifts or goes picking often, it's not like you want to cross these things every day, and I understand that. So I pulled out some things that I feel like you guys could use on your bottles though. So these are just some molds that I've painted, and the Roycycled catalog decoupage paper is so fun with these little frames because you have a bunch of tiny designs, and so you can decoupage them in there. And so that way, and you could poke a hole, and then you could definitely either adhere this to your bottle or you could hang it from your bottle. This one I haven't put anything in there yet, but I wanted you guys to get the idea because this mold, a lot of the molds now have frames that are different sizes, right? And this is actually a stamp. It's a retro stamp. But I use it like a mold. And so I was able to make like this giant letter. I could just as easily hang that off of the neck of my bottle, right? I may even be able to like put this number 3 on my frame. You see that 3 right there? And then hang this off of my bottle. And let's look at, let me see if I can reach them. You guys remember when we made these tags? I know it's been weeks ago now, but you see how this is a mold, the crest is, and then I put the number on top and then I painted it. So now it looks like it's all one thing. So you could very well take a letter or a number and adhere it to your frame, and then you could paint it out to actually create something that's maybe a little bit more robust than just the number itself, right? Um, and then this is a mold. It's white. I hate when it's white because I know it's hard for you guys to see it. There's roses in there. Let me see. See the roses? And I poked a hole in here and I put a jump ring on here. So like I could paint this and hang it on there. So I just want you guys to think about all of the options that you have. I also yesterday made these molds specifically for these bottles that we're going to be working with because I want to put like a little plate on there. But these are also things. So even if you don't have, some vintage items that you can hang on your bottle, you can use your molds like to build your own things. And then yesterday I had, this is from a frame that I bought and it had this wire on there. And I want to use this wire around the neck of this bottle. But then yesterday I took this in the house and because I have another bottle. And I was like, even if you had something like this that you like found, um, you can screw this into, because like I have the pulls that I put on my corks but you could put anything on your corks. It doesn't have to be what I'm using. So I don't know. I know that a lot of my people, because I know y'all, because y'all are a lot like me, you probably have a box or a jar of little findings, little metal bits that you found here or there, um, that you could either use to hang on your bottle, or you could use like to top your corks. Wouldn't that be fun on the top of a bottle? Right? So, this is why I like finding stuff, because you really can repurpose it and you can create artwork that goes into your space. And because we're creating it ourselves, right, we're using our favorite colors, our favorite papers, our favorite textures. Whether you like, because I know I have Kathy Hall, she's in my membership, and she does not do grunge at all. She doesn't. She likes for things to look new, fresh, but she takes the ideas that I teach and she makes them in a way that fits her own personal aesthetic. So I'm putting like little rusty bits on mine, but like you could just as well use things, shiny things, and put them on top of your corks. Although I did mine backwards because the little part goes in the thing. But you guys know what I'm saying. So I put a little this is just a knob that I've used on these, but you guys could screw or even glue whatever you want it to. Look at, I did this one upside down. On your corks, you could do whatever you want. And I bought these corks. I'll put this in my Amazon shop. It's like, there's a bunch of sizes in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 different sizes of corks in here. And so I've been able to so far find a cork for all of my bottles that I have out of that assortment. Hey, Miss Angela, how are you? Sue. Yes, Sue. Watch out, girl. Cause you know how I don't know about you guys. If I go somewhere and I see like a number like this, I'm gonna pick it up. If I see even a piece of metal like this, I would probably pick it up. And so I sold a lot of my stuff. We used to do drawings on my whatnot out of one of my jars. And so I sold a lot of my little bits. So if you guys are one of my things out of my whatnot jar, you probably have something that you can use on your cork. So see, isn't that cute? And you could even tie something on there. Like, I don't know. It's just the options for you guys are endless. So I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about that before we actually started our project, because I know somebody's going to come in here and think, what on earth is this crazy woman up today? I am making a bottle. I'm going to put you guys down a little bit so that you can better see what I'm doing. And I want to make sure that I'm not like over here in the window of the thing like I was with the bird the other day. Um I know. Angela and I have really similar taste, and she is always like torturing me and sending me stuff. She's in Tennessee. So, when you're on that side of the country, there's a lot more older stuff. I'm in Arizona. I'm over in the young neighborhood. We don't have as much good stuff over here as you guys have back east. So in an effort to remove this, I'm going to start, let's try water first and see, because I don't believe I sealed the top of this. I think I just put the medium on the back. I probably should have tried heat first. Maybe we'll do both. We'll try heat and water and see if we can get it off. And I hope I can, because I really love this bottle. And I don't want that wet paint to stay on there. I mean, I don't want that painted paper to stay on there because that's going to mess up stuff. So I just sprayed this with water. I think because I just did it yesterday, that I should be able to get it off fairly easily. I'm going to let that water soak in for a wee bit. And I know I have a spatula somewhere that I can use to help me. And if you are new, I always forget to introduce myself. My name is Royce Hunt Bell. I'm the founder, owner, and operator of Roycycled. And we empower creation by providing quality craft supplies, by providing instruction, encouragement, and inspiration. You are welcome in this space, whether you're creating for your heart, your home or even for your business, we love having you here. And this month, I am coming live every day so that we can kick off our inspiration for 2026. And yesterday, I revealed the brand new Roycycled decoupage papers. And so we're actually going to be using one of the new designs on our project today. I started a project yesterday, but I don't like it. So we're going to start all over again. And I was telling Flea yesterday that we're going to do it together because I know sometimes you guys see us creating and you think everything always goes right. It does not. I'm telling you. Whenever you hear me say something like, be sure that you blah, 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 or make sure that you don't, or, just know that that's because I've made a mistake somewhere and I've learned from it. I left my door cracked, but the wind isn't blowing, so I should be okay. So I let that water sit for a few minutes, and that was enough to release that. Primarily because I just did this yesterday. So something that a lot of people really don't talk about is that a lot of the products that we use, paint, top coats, glues, generally take about 30 days to fully cure. So if you make something and you don't like it, you do have like time. Generally speaking, I keep looking over here because that's where my camera used to be, or it usually is. Generally speaking, right? And I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol and just rub that and make sure that I'm going to remove any kind of residue or anything that may have been on there from before. So all I did was just mix it with some water. I let the water soak through the paper really good, and I was able to lift that off pretty easily. Butamus. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. I'm going to be honest. That was an experiment that worked out. Oh, Cindy finds stuff on her hikes. Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff. And when you find stuff out like in the desert, it's going to be rusty because it's been in the elements. When my son was in the Cub Scouts, whenever we go out to do like hikes and stuff, I would find all kinds of goodies. My son, who is just turned 24, I remember when he was a Cub Scout. It's been so long. Good afternoon, Michelle. I will be in Tennessee. Angela, when is it? It's the end of July, beginning of August. Like I know that, but um I keep forgetting the exact dates. But they have Angela's having Jazzing Up the Junk. Is that what we're calling it, Angela? I don't know. Angela is the circus master. I am just, one of the people at the circus, so I don't know all the specifics. I have a little bit of residue right here. I think it's from the glue. It may just be from the bottle. I'm not even sure, but I'm going to try to get it off though. Let's put a little bit more alcohol on there, and I'll let it sit for a few minutes this time. And you know what? I'm going to put that aside while that's like soaking in the alcohol for a little bit. Let's figure out which piece we're going to use. I'm so sad. I'm going to cheat. So yesterday, this is one of the new designs. This is my personal favorite. And this is a scrappy. Sorry. This is the Scrappy Masterboard. And you guys can see like there is so much yumminess on this paper. So we're going to use one of these small vignettes on our bottle today. I'm actually thinking about using two. I like the idea of being able to, I'm going to cheat though and use another piece because I really want to use the piece that we chose yesterday. And let me see if I can find a thumbnail so I can show you guys, like, this is what the paper looks like. I know it's hard to see because I'm all tight today because I wanted to make sure you guys could see what I was doing. Oh man, I just got alcohol on the paper. And it may just be the bottle because these bottles are old, which is why I like them a lot. I think that's the other side. I'm so crazy. Okay. So that is what the paper looks like. And the piece that we used yesterday, which I want to use again today, was this one. And look at the yummy, like the grungy around. I think that's what I love because it has flowers, which you guys know is not necessarily me, but paired with the topography and all the grungy and the little strip of script right here, it is so perfect for this project. So this is what I'm thinking we're gonna do. I want to use this one for the front. And then let me see what stamps I have here. And we can do one of two things for the back. And I'm going to let you guys vote. Let me get up here by the comments. I'm going to let you guys vote and decide. Um, it is. It's true, Chris. Um, this is going to be the front of the bottle. Now we know that whatever we do on the back of here, we're going to be able to see from the other side. That dang motorcycle every day. Let me close my door all the way. Chat among yourselves. I'll be right back. Hey, Ruth, how are you? Hey, Verla, what's the name of that paper? This is the Scrappy Masterboard, Verla. This is one of the ones that just came out yesterday. So I have some pretty cool stamps here. Look, I haven't even opened this one yet. And so we could stamp the back of our paper, and then that's what you would see from the other side. So we could do that. Or we could, oh, a number would be cool on the back. Anyways, a death mom. Sorry, I digress. So we could stamp the back of the paper, and then that's what would show through on the other side of the bottle. Or we could use another piece of decoupage paper. So you guys vote. A, stamp something to show on the opposite side of the bottle, or B, have paper show on the other side of the bottle. And I am going to go ahead and I know for sure I'm going to use this one on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and start trimming this out while you guys vote. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, because nobody's voting, so I might not be clear. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut this section out. I'm going to cut around my little birdie tail right there, though. We're going to save that for another day. And I kind of remember yesterday a little bit too. Oh man, I got a little red paint on this one, but it's okay. I know all of you have perfectly organized workspaces and you never get paint in places where you don't want it. Never. So that's one. And that little pink is literally not part of the design. I just laid my paper in some paint that was here. So when we put this, and I'll give you guys a visual, A, paper, A, B, stamp. You know what, Michelle? We're going to do all of the steps together. So you guys are going to see it. But yes, I'm going to paint the back white. So like literally when you're looking through the back of the bottle, you're going to be able to see whatever we do. So either we stamp a design on the back or I can put two pieces of decoupage paper, one face down and then one face up. And then we can have like decoupage, a full image this way, and then also a full image this way. So let's see, paper, A, B, stamp. So we have two stamps, three papers. So I think we're going to go with the paper. Okay. Hi, Jean. Yes, I made my meeting. I did. I missed the lunch part of the meeting, but One of the young ladies gave me a salad after the meeting, so it's fine. That I ate for dinner, by the way, because that's the kind of day I had yesterday. So we're gonna go ahead and use two pieces of paper. Alrighty then. So I think that since this is kind of a grungier personality, let's pick something like a little pretty. Like this is really pretty. And so this can show through the bottle, the blue. And I think that that's going to be a good size. Although this one would be a nice size too to show on the back. Or we could just, oh, let's just do these three butterflies. That way it's kind of different. Let's do that. We'll do the butterflies showing through the back of the bottle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's going to be cool. My assistant calls my style. What does he call me? Um oh, Silence of the Lamb. That's what he calls it. I beg his pardon. It's because I love, like, even on my gallery wall, I have like some faux specimens. I just like stuff like that. That'll be really pretty showing through the back, right? So what we're gonna do is, because we need these two pieces of paper. See if Royce can talk today. Let me decide what we're gonna put on there so I can cut this down. I really do want this script to be on there. Like if I have to prioritize this more heavier stuff and the script, then and I'm gonna use I'm rather than using scissors, I'm gonna use water to cut this. I'm trying to look for some water while I'm telling you guys I'm gonna use it. And I was going to cut them together right away, but I think this is what I'm going to do. This one to me is like the main character, right? This guy is a supporting character. So let's make sure that our main character is aligned properly. And I love that grunge at the top right there. So I'm going to leave that for now. And we'll have it wrap around just a little bit, especially now because we're going to end up cutting this again. So I am going to be a little generous this round with where I cut it. I'm hoping some of that grunge survives the cut. Okay. The cool thing about using the water method is you get both an organic edge and accuracy at the same time. And I am cutting this a little bit generous because I want to cut it again with our butterflies so that these are essentially the same shape and we'll be able to tuck one behind the other. And so I'm going to do them together. When you're doing this method to cut your paper, the smaller your brush and the less water you are using, the more accurate you can make your lines. The larger your brush, the more water is going to spread around. And so you don't have as much control over your end result. But when you're cutting two pieces of paper, it's a little bit, I don't know, because you have to have enough water to saturate both papers, but still maintain some accuracy. And I need for you guys to email the StreamYard people with me and tell them that we need a Zoom feature on this software. So one thing I do miss about StreamYard is being able to Zoom. Because if I were using StreamYard, I would Zoom this for you guys so you could see exactly what I'm doing. And then I'm going to look at this side because this side is where the edge is. Okay, so now I have both pieces of paper and they're essentially cut out like almost exactly the same, right? So when we put them back to back, we know that they're going to work. And this is the same process that I use if I'm going to be lining up two pieces of decoupage paper, is you can overlap them and cut the line. That way the lines will match better and it'll be easier to put two deckled edges together. In that instance, though, instead of laying them on top of each other back to back, like if I had, because you guys know a lot of the papers have repeat pattern, so you can overlap the edge like this, and it's the same principle, right? And you're tearing it, so when you're done, both edges go together well enough for you to be able to put them back together and have the advantage of having a deckled edge, which makes it easier to blend. Really? I'm gonna have to go because usually when you go to Tucson on 6th Avenue, I don't know if I've been to that one. Is that over by 4th Avenue where all the artisty places are? We love that part of Tucson, by the way. 6th and 6th. Ooh, Carolyn says butterflies are her main theme for the spring this year. Last year at the sale, I saw a taxidermy buffalo butt. That's a little far, Angela. I don't know. So I'm thinking this through with you guys because I mean, I have a plan, sort of, but I don't have like a for sure plan. You guys know what I mean? So I'm going to use this mat to do this on. Yesterday, I made the mistake of grunging up my paper after I painted it and we couldn't see. So today we're going to grunge up our edges before we paint. That way we'll be able to see the grunge on this side. And I may have to add some more ink. And you guys know that when I'm making my black, I like mixing a little ochre yellow in it to make it a little warmer so that it's not just like a flat black. And this is just permanent ink that I'm using. I am being purposeful about not saying specific brands because I want my retailers to be able to share these videos. But if you ask me, I will tell you. Like, it's not a secret. I'm not gatekeeping. I just want to be sure and honor my retailers. The last thing they want is to share a video that has like a competing product that they sell. And if you are a creative business and you're looking for a brand to carry, consider Roycycled Treasures. We do offer territory protection. Our buy-in is pretty low, as well as our like maintenance purchases is quarterly. And compared to other like products, really, we are probably the most affordable. We have quarterly business trainings. Recycled retailers do have access. So whenever I teach, like the last one we did was Decoupage with Confidence course, that was free for all of my recycled retailers because it's considered continued education in order to equip them to be able to, I don't know, teach their customers how to use their product and be able to demonstrate their product and use it themselves with confidence. So those are just a few of the benefits. There's one I always forget until later and I go, oh, I didn't mention that. But if you're curious, you can go to my website at roycycle.com. If you click on wholesale, you can see some information there. If you submit an inquiry form, we will send you more specific information. Then that's available on the website. And if you are looking for recycled decoupage paper, you can find the paper and the retailers who carry it at roycycled.com. Usually I like brush it around. I don't think I'm going to have the benefit of that on the back of the paper. So I'm just like dabbing. I'm dabbing with my dauber. So that way I have like an outer ring that's kind of dark, and then it just gets, lighter and lighter. And then I'll leave the center white. So that's what I've done on my paper. And let's use a little heat to fix this ink so that when I paint it, I don't end up with ink all over the place. And so if you're just hopping on, you guys, we are working on some bottles in here. While I'm drying this is boring. I will show you guys our inspirations for today's projects. These are not my photos. These are from Pinterest. And so these are just some bottles that I saw on Pinterest. And we're not going to do like ours isn't going to look like these, but these are just inspiration for what we're going to do. So these are altered bottles. That's what I was looking for, the word altered. And just really cool ways to repurpose things that we probably already have in our stash. And this one is actually the one that sent me down the rabbit hole to begin with. But I do like the idea of incorporating all the elements that we see on all those bottles into today's project. So I'm using, this is actually an embossing gun, you guys. It's not just like a craft dryer. So it gets really warm. And so I'm not just drying my ink. I'm also using the heat to set my ink so that it doesn't run. And I am a grungy girl. I like grunge. And again, you guys, even if grunge like isn't your aesthetic, you can still use some of the things that we learned together in my experiments on your projects. And you can just apply your own personal aesthetic to make your own. And you guys, I would love, 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 love if you've made anything inspired by the lives that we've been doing together in the month of January. I would love to see them. So I meant to bring out another thing of white paint and I did not. So it's okay. I'm going to dip this. I'm breaking my own rules. I'm dipping my brush into my paint, but you know what? I'll use a new brush. So that way I'm kind of not breaking my own rules. Generally, you don't want to dip your brushes into your product because you can contaminate them. But I go through so much product, I really don't have a chance to do that. So the Roycycled decoupage paper does get opaque, right? I mean, does get transparent when you decoupage it. And I don't want that for this one. So I'm going to paint the back white. But you guys noticed that I did the grunge before I painted it today. Yesterday, I did it backwards. And so you couldn't see the grunge on the front of the paper. So we are going to, and then after I paint this, I'm actually going to go in and dry this because I really don't want to get any paint on my bottle. And you guys, this scrappy masterboard, I really cannot even convey all of the things um, online. Like you're just gonna, once you get the paper, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff that you're just not seeing when you look at the paper online because it just doesn't all translate. But there's so much yumminess. I swear I had so much fun making this paper. I had to tell myself to stop. Okay, so we have that side done. Now I'm thinking that because this is painted white, that I don't need to paint this one, right? They can just share that same white. That's what I think. Hey, Sharon. So Angela's asking, what's my plan to dirty up the cork? I'm thinking I'll use ink too, Angela, for the cork. I could use ink. I could use like an acrylic ink, an ink dauber. I have this ink left here on my table. I'll just use that, I think. Because you're right that it looks too clean, doesn't it? Ooh, that's hot. Okay. So I'm trying to decide. I think the easiest thing to do is going to be to decoupage these together. Look, I almost made a mistake. I knew it. I could tell. Make sure that your pieces are upright. Um, you know, you don't want to have it be one be upside down and one be right side up, if that makes sense. I will tell you though, this got a little grungier than I wanted. I mean, it's beautiful because the ink bled through the paper. So if you don't want the ink to bleed through and make it this grungy, you may want to put like some clear coat, dry it, ink it, dry it, and then put the white. But we're experimenting together, so this is where we are. I'm thinking that I'm gonna just decoupage these two pieces together using like a regular running medium. I'm just gonna use my water-based varnish here. And then when I get ready to put it on my bottle, I'm going to use something with a little more body. So like a Mod Podge, a gel medium, a decoupage glue, something that has a little bit more body than just you know, something thin like this. But I think this is going to be fine. Oops. I'm going to put the product on this one though. One of the reasons I love creating is because every time you create something, your mind will populate like another idea. And that's to me is the joy of creating. So like yesterday when I realized I made a mistake because you wouldn't be able to see the grunge. And I was like, but you'll be able to see the white on the back. I'm like, oh wait, you can see the paper from the back. So then there's a whole nother opportunity for the back. You know what I mean? And so if you're wondering like how you can get started or how you can get out of a creative rut or, how you can move forward in your creative growth, my answer is going to be to create. Like just create. And even if you are just drawing some random circles on a piece of paper and then going in and and have your circles overlap, you know what I mean? And then going in and putting down different colors in the cells that you create that you make through the process, that just start somewhere. I have a whole program outlined. All I need to do is make the videos. I need to get on the ball of small projects that you can do in like 20 minutes that aren't meant to produce like a finished product, but are really just a way to engage your right brain um, and to maybe spark the creativity. And even if you consider them like warm ups, for the thing that you're really excited about creating. Oh, look at that. Now this is from the paper, not from the ink pad. You see I just love that grunginess on there. Now I'm gonna dry this. So we have decoupage them, so now they're back to back. Let's dry this. Am I going to grunge the butterflies? I think I need to. I think I have to. Carolyn says she gets her new papers on Saturday. I cannot wait to see what you guys create. I keep looking over there. I am so used to my camera being right there. Um, I literally like when I make designs, like I have an idea of the possibilities, but I really don't know what you guys are gonna do. And so when the papers get out there and you guys start creating with them, like it just does something to my heart. I love it. I got white on the front of my butterfly. Oh well, it was just a little bit. So my paper is a little stiffer, which is kind of nice. because I am gonna grunge it up. And it's kind of like when we grunge up anything else. Like, you do cardstock and you're able to just like run it along the edge. It's not super thick, but it is certainly thicker than when it was just the one ply. We basically have a two ply now. And if you put your papers together and they're not like perfectly aligned, um, I would focus on the one facing forward. You know what I mean? But I think we did a pretty good job on this one of these aligning pretty nicely. I have a little bit. So you can see here, see that white right there? I'm just going to go in and grunge it. And nobody will ever know. Or I could just pick it off too. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could have just picked that off, but we'll just grunge it up. I'm going to apply some more heat and then we can apply this to our bottle and get to the fun stuff. I mean, the decoupaging is the fun stuff too, but you guys know what I mean. The embellishments are really fun. Oh yeah. So Angela's talking about a project. I found a piece of pottery or stoneware. It wasn't pottery. And it had some crazing on it, but you couldn't really see it because it was still light. And so I have a mixture that I make. You guys can take like vinegar and then you can take some rusty items and put them in a jar together. And you can use that mixture to actually rust other things. It's fabulous. And so I took my stoneware piece and I soaked it with the vinegar mixture, and that rust settled into all the crazing, and it turned out really pretty because I love the ones where it's like the bottom has the crazing and the top is nice. So I think on that one, Angela, I just did the crazing on the bottom, but that was really fun. um Book Lawn Creations. Let's see. Good afternoon, y'all. Excited to create with the new papers. If you are in Colorado, come to Sugar Mill Antiques. Oh, okay. This must either be Brenda or Magpies in Fort Collins. Also Etsy at booklawncreations.etsy.com. Yes. If you're on, you guys, and you're a retailer and you have papers, please put your information on here. So I wasn't paying attention. I hope I put enough heat on there. If it runs a little bit at this point, I think it'll be okay. So we are gonna we're gonna attach this face down because we want our butterflies to be. I almost want the butterflies to be on the front now. No, we're gonna stick with the plan, Royce. We are gonna put it face down, and I am gonna use a decoupage medium that has a little bit more body because my paper is a little heavier. If you guys remember from like the decoupage with confidence course, we talked about when to use what medium, right, to decoupage with. And one of the things that you consider when you're deciding which decoupage medium to use is the weight of your paper. And this is a matte finish, this particular medium. And I'm trying to get all the way to the edges. If it rubs off, if it squishes out a little bit, I'll wipe it. Um, Usually I leave like like an eighth of an inch because the glue does squish out, but I'm going to try to pick up any extra glue so that I don't have a lot of squishing going on. And yes, squish is a technical term. It's interesting because now that I put this yellow on here, I see that this bottle has a bit of a pink hue to it that I didn't see before. Colors are so weird because we think of colors as being stagnant, but they really do. The way that they look really is determined by what's next to them. I want to wipe off anything that I get on the glass because I don't want to have any kind of, you know, anything on my glass. Okay. So now I have my grungy piece that is on the front, right? And then you look through the bottle. Oh, how cute is that? And you can see what's in there. So you could really display this either way. And I'm going to go right over the top of this. This particular medium is like a dead flat, which is perfect for this application because it's not going to be shiny at all. You guys know I considered doing like a crackle on top of this paper, but I thought that might take it a little too far. And what time is it? It's already almost 1 o'clock. Because I also contemplated doing a crackle on the glass. Maybe we'll do that on another bottle. We've already done a lot of steps for this. And if you're new to decoupage, you don't have to do complicated projects like this. You can do easy stuff. You can just decoupage something. I could have just as easily just put that label on here and it would have been still really cool. Okay, so I am putting some medium over the top. And I didn't miss my paper, so my paper is responding a little bit, but I'm not worried about it because I know when it dries, it'll pull taunt again. And it will be fine. So let's embellish our bottle. And now I kind of like this one, although I think this, I don't know if I want to go with this topper now or if I want to go with this one. I think this one still. But let's add a little grunge to this. Ooh, I could use wax though. Let's use some dark wax. I think wax would be better than ink. And now that this is on here, and so another option is you don't have to grunge it up underneath. You could wait and decoupage this and then go around your edges with some wax too, right? And then you wouldn't have to worry about the wax bleeding through the paper. So I'm going to dip my brush into this wax. And when I brush it into the new wax, I'm going to get a little bit more of that. I can't think of the name of it because the stuff that makes the wax soft. And so my brush will soften up. This poor brush, y'all, it's been through some things. Butamus, thank you, Chris. Oh, good. You guys are all putting your things. Thank you. So I'm going to just add some wax to this, right? I feel like this knob looks a little new too, doesn't it? It looks a little too perfect. Let's sand some of that finished off of it. And again, you guys, yesterday I talked about this, but I just went to the hardware store, and I love going to Ace Hardware because the guys will help you. You know, they usually have the one here in Safford does anyways. Normally they have multiple guys on the floor that'll help you. I think they're playing Rochambeau in the back though when they see me coming because I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know the name of it, and I'm probably going to be asking them for something, and I'm not going to use it the way it's supposed to be used. They laugh. They find it humorous. So I went in yesterday, and this screw is actually it has a screw on either side. So I was able to screw it into this and also have a screw on this side. So there's not a head in here. It's a screw on either side, which makes it possible for me to be able to screw it into this and also screw it into, the item that I have here. And these can be really helpful if you are like maybe taking a board and you want to put like an old doorknob or something to use to hang something. You know what I mean? And you need to screw it on both sides. Usually if I'm working with a bigger thing like a doorknob, I'll use some, what do you call that putty? They use it for cars, but it works really well for this purpose. I can't think of the name of it. It's like a putty, but it's like resin. Like once it hardens, it's two parts. You put them together, um, and once it hardens, it's a done deal. So I use that inside of the hole on the doorknob, and I set this in there straight and let it dry, and then I have this side poking out so that I can, screw it onto something to hang, like my hat or my purse or something like that. I found myself when I first started, this is all I did was upcycle and repurpose. Like more, like um I don't know, like I don't know how to say. I used to call my pieces like Frankenstein pieces, and we would make different things. Okay. Everything has to look grungy. I can't have my bottle looking grungy. Bondo, thank you, Chris. I can't have my bottle looking grungy and then everything else looks. So that way we just gave some age, right, to this part so that everything looks consistent and looks like it goes together. And then I do want to, um, I think I decided for this piece, this is the one that I wanted to use this wire on. And we're experimenting, you guys, see how this is going to turn out. And somebody's probably asking, why didn't you just use a new piece of wire? It would have been easier. You're absolutely right, but it wouldn't be all grimy like this wire. And I'm using wire because I have it, but I could have just as easily have used, right, some string to wrap around there. So if that's easier, or if that's what you have on hand, and the cool thing about that string is you can find it at Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start this and then I'm just going to wrap it as long as it wants to wrap. And then I think I have the right pliers to be able to snip it. We are going to find out together. Let me, there's a couple things I keep on my desk to help me. And one is pliers, because sometimes these smaller tasks, my fingers are just not as agile anymore to be able to do them. But I'm going to find a way to get it done, y'all. And I'm trying to be careful so I don't have to go get a tetanus shot at the hospital today. Is that Wendy or Brenda? So I have this one piece left over, and I literally just want it for that texture. Um, but I'm wondering, oh Lord, if I should also use it to hang whatever I'm going to hang on here, which I haven't really decided. I think I kind of want to hang the 7 on here for some reason. I'm feeling like this bottle wants the 7. So I am going to leave like that much out, or I'm going to attempt to leave that much out. I'm thinking if I run it through here, this last bottom row, I can pull it and it will stay. And I don't even have to worry about cutting it. And I don't need it to be perfect, right? Because I mean, nothing about this bottle is perfect, which is kind of the point. And if you wanted, you could even glue like additional embellishments on top of here. Because what time is it? It's 1:02. I kind of want to put a that one's kind of big, right? Let's see. I think I have a smaller one. Maybe this one. We can paint that and make it look a little and then I made these screws. I wasn't sure if I was going to use them. Nah, that's a little too much. But I think I do need this though. So, and now I'm thinking that that 7 might be a little bit too big for this bottle. You know what? This is what I'll do. I have a lot of slack here. I'm not liking it. So I'll just twist this and that'll get rid of that slack. And so It's coming along. And like I said, I had a general plan, but I didn't have like a perfect plan. And now I don't know what I want to hang because I feel like this 7, I have a bottle that's really big, and I think this might be appropriate for that bottle. Um, Maybe I can steal one of these other things from one of these other tags today. You guys remember I had these hanging on my tags? Let's steal one. That one's boring though, isn't it? Boring. Boring in that it's gold. It was perfect for this tag, but I don't know if it fits this bottle. What do you guys think? It really doesn't fit, does it? Let's paint while I contemplate that. I'll paint this really quickly. I do have this piece that I could hang on there. Um, I should have pulled out some more vintage stuff because we all know that I have more. And this is a cool way too. If you have some things that you really love and you're trying to figure out a way to display them, like making the bottles could be like old like lock covers or I have I have some smaller keys. Let me go look really quickly. I'm going to paint this black as a base coat. And then I think, let me find a key first. If I paint it gold, we can do the gold, but then I'll have to go over that gold with some black wax, right? The tag, I would hang the tag, but it's too big. Because I was thinking about that. Like, I have some smaller tags that would be fun. Because then you'd have an opportunity for like a really gorgeous mixed media piece. Because you'd have your bottle, and then you'd have the tag, and you could hang that on there. Let me go grab. I have some smaller keys. I'll be right back. Oh, put a tag in that and hang it on there. That would be cute. Oh, I wish I would have thought of that before yesterday these weren't dry all the way when I came out because I had just pulled them out of the humidifier. That would be cute to just hang that or hang maybe one a little bit bigger. And I do have this number 7. Maybe I'll glue that 7 right there and then put my tag on the bottom. But I have some smaller keys. I almost panicked because I didn't find them right away. I was like, did I sell all my keys on whatnot? Um, this one is kind of the perfect scale. Let's do this one. And see, I get to display one of my skeleton keys in my living room now. So I have these floating shelves in my living room where I just make vignettes and I don't know, I enjoy the stuff that I create. So I think that that key is going to be perfect on there. That's a really good size. And then do I need this now? I think I still need that. Let's do some gold and then we'll do the dark wax over the gold. And I think that'll make it work. So I just have a little bit of gold there. And this is just a pigment, you guys. If you have a really nice pigment that's ground up really fine, you can make your own metallic paint by just putting a little bit of clear coat, top coat, sealer, whatever you call it, it's all the same, over yours. And for my Roycycled Insiders, oh my gosh, today's the 29th. I got to get you guys your opt-in for this month. Not your opt-in, but your resource for this month, which is what sealers to use with your decoupage. And so I get that question a lot, and that's why I made this resource, because the answer is it depends, right? On what you're going to use the final product for and how durable it has to be and what it has to endure. You know, heat, weather, a lot of use, so on and so forth. So this gold is really pretty, but we don't want it to be too pretty. So I'm going to rub some of it back. And I'm going to dry that, and then we put some dark wax on that, and then we can add it to our bottle. And this will be bottle number 1. I'm glad I didn't try to do 2 bottles today. Hey, Tina. And this particular mold was so fun because it had like tape measures on it too. Oh yeah. That's what I should have done. One of these tape measures that I just did. And I could have painted it and hung it on there. I might do that on tomorrow's bottle. So that is dry. Let's put a little wax on that puppy. A little black wax. Oh, I got to be careful not to get it on the back because I need to be able to glue it, right? I do have a little bit of white showing up on here. I'm doing this way too fast. My products are like, wait, wait, wait. What are you doing? See what I mean? So it's gold, but it's like a grungy gold. It doesn't look like a fresh gold. But my goal is to have it look like it could be metal, like, you know, maybe. And I have my Type Bond Quick and Thick somewhere. There it is. And I want to show you guys one more thing, really cool thing before we go today. I was going to use it with this product and I changed my mind, but I still want to show you guys the process because I think it's kind of cool. I'm being pretty generous, but I don't want this. I have to put a significant amount of glue, I think, for this to stick. And I don't want it to squish out of my piece. So I'm being generous, but I'm not putting it right around the edges. It's like concentrated in the middle. And I'm going to glue that right there. And that is my bottle for today. What do you guys think? And then if you look at it from the back, you can see the butterflies that we put on there because we did the back side too. And I want to show you guys one of the bottles that we're going to do one day this week. I don't think it'll be tomorrow, but because somebody's asking, I know, what do you do with that dang bottle? I'm going to show you something that I will probably do with mine. Now, do I want to go back to that for my thingy? I'm going to stick with this one. I think I'm going to stick with this one. I forgot to show it with the top on there. Really cool, right? Ah, is it going to be front heavy or is it my table? That's something I had not considered. I may have to hang something on the back because look, I got too much stuff on the front. So maybe I'll take this tag and put it right here or something, or maybe I'll hang something off of the back. I hadn't considered that. I mean, it'll stay, but it wants to tilt forward because there's so much stuff on the front. Very interesting. So, one of the things you could do with this is I could take the cork off and I could put like some dried flowers or something in there, right? And that would be a really pretty display. To me, I'm just displaying basically the key. This is a key from my collection. And now instead of being in a random little, um, box, I'm saying in my studio, it gets to be displayed where I can see it every day and find joy because I really do find joy from my collections. But I scored this little house for 50 cents at the thrift store, and it's just a piece of wood, and somebody put like a roof on there. And I bought this at Ace yesterday, and so like we're gonna do something to this bottle, and then I'm gonna attach it to this house. Isn't that gonna be cute? I mean, and I'm gonna attach this to the house. Honestly, what I want is like a piece of rugged barnwood, which George is looking for me. And if he finds a piece of barnwood, then we'll be able to do something like this with a large bottle. But we'll see. I don't know. Ah, okay. One last thing I'm going to show you guys before we go. And just to recap, we did an altered bottle today that was inspired by multiple bottles, right? That we see on. And you could absolutely still put transfers over the top of this if you want to. We use the Roycycled Scrappy Masterboard decoupage paper for this. And we just use two little pieces. And so we have the whole masterboard that we could use to make multiple bottles. Honestly, I think that these bottles would sell if you have a booth. I think they would sell, especially if you had something really special that was hanging on them. Um, I think that it's a way maybe to sell bottles that aren't, I don't know, like some bottles people are going to buy and other ones they aren't. So if you have some bottles that are not going to sell just themselves, this is a way maybe that you can alter them and now they're a piece of artwork that you can sell in your booth. I did want to show you guys this really quickly. Inside of our membership, we had a guest. She was so awesome and she knew all things resin and she shared with us this, and it's a kit for bonding. So this is like the bonding agent. It's a resin-based bonding agent. And this is a little bitty, where's the button? A little bitty UV light, right? And so I want to take a jewelry bell and put it on this number so that I can use it full right now, but I really can't utilize it like that. But if I had a jewelry bell that I attached to the back of it, and I'm going to show you guys this in just a second. This is a jewelry bell, and these are in my Amazon shop. This little flat part is what you attach to whatever you're wanting to hang, and then there's a loop here that you can put on the back, and then that way it's a really nice, like, it's a nice way to be able to put a hanger on something, um, and have it look really nice. You guys know what I mean? So I just put a drop on my number, and I am going to sit this on top of it. I got to get all ready though before I start, I think. So I can hold a light in my right hand. And the bell has, like on one side of it, it has texture. That's the side that you want to glue because that texture is what's going to help it adhere to what you're working on. So I'm going to adhere it with this hand and try to be steady. And then I'm going to take my light and I'm going to shoot it from the side because this is a UV resin. So you don't have to rush because it's not going to like cure really fast. And when you're using this, you do want to use your UV light from the side so that it can penetrate that resin so that you get a really nice bond. And I forget how long I'm supposed to hold this. I think it's like, I should have a timer. Don't do like me. You guys do like you're supposed to. Read the directions, find out exactly how much time you're supposed to hold it, and then use your timer. Don't be like Royce. Oh, Lou, that's such a good idea. Lou said just put some weight in the bottle. Ooh, I have some white buttons I can put in there. And so now this piece is on there, you guys. Like it's adhered. And so now I'm able to like really easily hang this 7 on, which I was going to hang it on a bottle, but I don't know. And I have things that I collect, like little brass, I don't know, they're just tags from different things. And I'm like, I'm gonna make me a pair of earrings. Like I can just buy the proper thing for earrings and put it on there. And then I can put a hook on there and I can wear it for earrings. So this could just as easily be something that you would put on a necklace for a chain, but we're gonna put it on the bottle, maybe on the bigger bottle that we're gonna work on together. But that is all I had for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I don't know if it's really a tutorial or an experiment. We'll call them experiments. I hope you guys enjoyed today's experiment. I'm really pretty happy with the outcome. This is going to go on my shelf in my living room. Maybe it may make its way to whatnot, but I did say that I was going to take anything that fits my aesthetic or that's close. I am going to put it on my gallery wall in my living room, and I'm going to take a picture so you guys can see all the projects that we've made and how I would display them, just so you guys can get ideas. But that is all I have today, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys know I always say that you can make more money, but you cannot make more time. So I appreciate you guys sharing your time with me today. We've done several experiments today, right? Luckily, everything worked out in the end, but we never know. So I want you guys to give yourself permission to experiment, to play with your products, with your processes, and find out what everything does and what you're capable of. Because when you play is when you have real creative growth. So um, turn the key on the back. Oh no, then I'll be able to see it. Um, so you guys remember to make time to play, to experiment. Where creativity goes, experimentation follows. You guys have a blessed day. And Lord willing, I will see you guys here tomorrow morning. I just realized something. I will not see you guys Saturday morning because I have my membership call Saturday morning. We have our coffee and chat on Saturday mornings where we just hang out. Although this Saturday I'm teaching because I had to cancel a class in December. So I'm doing a little makeup. So I will not see you guys here live on Saturday, but I will see you tomorrow. So join me tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will tackle another bottle. This one isn't as see-through, so we won't be doing the double-sided, but who knows what we'll be doing. You guys have a blessed day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.